Well, good afternoon, everyone, and on behalf of the Melbourne Victory Board of Directors, it gives me great pleasure to announce that the club has appointed Ange Postecoglou as its head coach for the next 3 seasons. Ange has been outstanding as a coach in the Hyundai A-League over the past 2 years with a very progressive style both on and off the pitch. We believe Ange is the right person to commence the hard work and regeneration required to take our club to the next phase. Thanks for your attendance, and Ange is happy to take questions.
Ange, was it the lure of return back to Melbourne, or was it a lure of returning to coming to such a big club? What was it that drove you in the end?
Oh, look, I guess as I stated a couple of days ago, it's just a new challenge for me. We obviously we had a great deal of success at Brisbane, but I'm always kind of looking at, from my own personal point of view, my own coaching career, at what's the next challenge for me personally, this was an ideal opportunity. Sometimes you may be looking for an opportunity, but it's not there. But I just felt the time was right for me now to move on to something new and test myself as a coach. And obviously, being in Melbourne is a fantastic opportunity for me to come back home as well. But the main lure was just the challenge of coaching Melbourne Victory and hopefully bringing some success to them.
Ange, you've used the word challenge a lot already. Just how big a challenge is it trying to transform a team that only won 6 games last season? Is it a bigger challenge than you had when you first went to Brisbane, who was similarly struggling?
I said challenge, I didn't say big challenge. It's a different challenge. So from my point of view, it's no bigger or lesser than any other time I'm coaching. When you coach, you understand that the job in itself is challenging, and I think there's just a different set of circumstances here and a different challenge. And yeah, they had a disappointing year last year, and I guess from a club perspective, you don't want to have too many disappointing years, particularly for a club like Melbourne Victory, which has such high expectations. So the opportunity to turn the fortunes around is one of the, I guess, enticements for me. But more than anything, like I said, I'm driven by being part of successful organisations and hoping to build that success, being part of hopefully something that can be special, and that's the opportunity presents itself here.
Does the playing group need substantial change, or substantial turnover?
Oh, look, I think in terms of the playing group and the whole football department, again, my philosophy's always been to go in there and make my own decisions and make my own mind up. I'm sure I'll have, I've already had plenty of advice about what I should do, but that's not surprising. But as I said, my philosophy's always been to go into clubs and, wherever I've worked and make my own judgments and assessment. Ultimately, I'm the one that's going to get judged on the decision, so I want to make sure that, I make my own mind up. So whether that's the playing group or the football department as a whole, I'll sit down over the next period of time and go through it. And, as an outsider looking in, I think there's some talented players here for sure. And I think, there's no doubt it's a very strong club, which I think for any coach, when you're looking for a foundation to build success, I think there's some pretty good yardsticks here already.
What's the priority over the next couple of weeks, Ed?
Our priority will be just to get a real idea of the lay of the land. Again, my experience is from the outside, you never get a real accurate picture about what really is the status of everything within the football department. I mean, that's my area, and I'll take the next 2-3 weeks to just go through that. And like I said, I've got to get my decisions right for this football club. If we want to be successful next year, I've got to be spot on. So I've always felt to be spot on, you've got to have all the information at hand, and you're better off taking your time rather than rushing. So I'll take, I've got the next few weeks. The playing group's back, and all the staff are in for obviously the Olympiacos game. So they'll give me an opportunity just to have a good look at everyone and then move forward from there.
Is this a team that you can turn around quickly to be a realistic title contender next season, or are you thinking just consolidate, get in the 6 and build from there?
Well, firstly, I don't like putting targets on things, not because it puts pressure on me, but if I say, look, I think we can be a top 4 side, and and we end up third, then people will be happy and I won't be. So I'm not going to put any targets, but I definitely think after a disappointing year, the club needs to be successful next year. What that success will entail, time will tell. But as I said, again, from an outsider's point of view, and it's hard from a distance, I think there's a talented group there. There's a core that you can certainly build upon, and it'll be making sure we get it right with the ones we bring in, more importantly, over the next few months. That, I think the A-League as a competition is a pretty tight comp. Even you look at it this year, and I don't think there was much difference between a lot of the sides in the competition. So I think you can turn it around fairly quickly, but I'm certainly not going to put a target on it or an end game on it because I don't want to limit our potential.
And the club fans have been sold a definitely beyond those past 14, 15 months. What's your message to them now about the appointment of Ange? Is this a massive step forward in terms of what you guys want to achieve?
Absolutely. Our objectives have never changed, and key objective is success. And I think everyone should be excited about the appointment of Ange. I mean, people that are here today, we've got Deco and Leonica and Carryboy, and the key people, the key partners of the club are here today because of their excitement about this appointment. And categorically, our objectives towards success haven't changed. So I think, and I know that our fans, our members, are very excited about this news. And it's an exciting time at this club. It's a great time.
And will you be implementing the same brand of football over here?
Look, there are some basic philosophies, obviously, that are core to my beliefs in football, but no, I don't want to replicate what I did in Brisbane, otherwise I would have stayed there. Like I said, to me it's something new, and I want to create something new, exciting, something hopefully better, because again, you don't want to be you don't want to be doing what's trendy now. You want to pick the next one. You want to be playing the kind of football that is going to be successful next year and beyond, not what's successful this year. So that's my challenge as a coach. The last 48 hours in the Champions League maybe has changed the landscape of football. It's always changing. So I'm not here, and maybe that's why, people would just expect me to roll out a certain type of team. Maybe that's why I was restless at Brisbane. And like I said, I'm always trying to maybe prove myself as a person. So that's, I'm trying to create something new here, something different, and hopefully something that's going to be successful.
Are you going to be in charge and prepare the team for the friendly game against Regeneration?
Yeah, I'll be in charge. I officially start, I think, I've officially started really, because I haven't stopped thinking about it for the last 24 hours, but I think I officially start May the 1st, and I'll be in charge of that game, and we've got 2 or 3 weeks with the boys, so it'll be a good chance for me to just start getting some information on the players and the squad we've got, and looking forward to the game. Olympiacos are a massive club, being of a Greek heritage myself, it'd be a bit of a thrill to coach against them, so looking forward to it.
And Harry Kewell, there's a 1-year bailout option for Victory and for Harry. At this point, does he figure in your plans, do you think, for next year?
Oh, in terms of the footballing side of things, yes. Any good player fits into my plans. I know people again have assumed what type of player I like, but usually they're good players, and Harry's certainly a good player. But obviously there are contractual issues there, and with all those things, again, I'm not going to prejudge or preempt anything. Discussions will go on. Obviously, I'll start getting involved now because I haven't done anything up until this point. But from now on, I'll get involved in those things, and if we can come to an arrangement, it'd be fantastic. I thought Harry was outstanding, particularly in the back half of the year last year. I can tell you when Brisbane played them up in Brisbane, and he scored a couple of goals, and I breathed a huge sigh of relief when he got subbed off, to be honest. So he's added a lot to the A-League, which is, I think as a competition, I think that's where Melbourne Victory have played a massive role in promoting the whole comp. Is bringing a player like Harry to the competition, I think, is something that's added to it, and if everything gets agreed upon, it'd be great to have him on board again.
And you just said the most important people you'll bring, the thing you'll do will be the players you bring in, and you've identified areas. Where do you think Victory needs strengthening?
Again, without being too specific and from an outside point of view, I definitely think, and the way, I'm kind of envisioning we'll play, I think particularly defensively in the midfield areas. I think needs some bolstering and some strengthening, and again that always depends on who's available too. But I think there's some good players available in those areas that I'd like to have a chat to, and I guess, well, in the last 24 hours I've had plenty of their managers wanting to have a chat with me, so it seems like there's a bit of synergy there. So, you know, I think they're the areas we'll look to strengthen first. But, you know, there's no doubt, you can't hide from the fact that the club was unsuccessful this year, so you need to have meaningful change on the field, and that'll only happen with change of personnel. So that's one area, and obviously it's not just about the players, it's about, you know, the staff as well, you know, to make sure that the people I bring in from a football department point of view are the ones who are going to be able to complement what I need to do.
There was a club management concerned that there was a cultural problem with the playing group this year. And if so, is Ange the guy to address that, given his reputation for how much change he affected in his first year?
Yeah, look, we looked at Ange as a person that's been able to deliver sustainability to a club's culture, and we recognised that we did need a regeneration. We've sat here a couple of times and admitted to the risk that we took with inexperience in the football department. We are now happy that we have been able to have someone like Ange with his experience, and also coming from Melbourne, understanding Australian landscape, and being able to show us that he can deliver a regeneration that clearly this club had needed. So, look, from that perspective, we've had a culture. We understand that the culture needs to improve and regenerate itself for the next step in the future, and Ange will deliver that.
And you're a person who's very conscious of symbolism, of history, of legacy. You would know, for the A-League as a whole, the FFA, having a competitive Melbourne Victory is very important to the A-League for crowds and exposure. How much does that weigh on your mind, and actually how much of that is something that attracted you to this position?
I think that's a massive sort of role in why I came here. Above all, I guess my biggest passion is the code itself, and I think if I can have, you know, if I can contribute to the club to have success here, it'll definitely help the code in this country. There's no doubt that you know, this club generates an excitement and enthusiasm amongst everyone who loves sport that you know, this code needs. So yeah, that's a big part of why I'm here. But I'm not going to be sort of doing that on my own. It's about me fitting in with the club here and its existing culture as well, because you know, they do a lot of things right at this club, and they're not where they are by accident. So from my point of view, it's also about fitting into that and embracing that, and hopefully adding something to it to make it as, you know, as big as it could possibly be. And you know, I think that's probably the exciting bit.
Just one more. You alluded to the fact that last year FFA owned the Roar and you decided to stay with the Factory Brothers. It's no secret that Melbourne Victory pursued you very hard last year as well. You said no then. Why did you say no then, and why yes now? I mean,
exactly because of that reason, Michael, because the club was owned by FFA, and I felt if I left then, I don't know, deserting, not a sinking ship, but I just thought it wouldn't be the right time. It wouldn't be fair on anyone, not the players, not the club, not its supporters, for me to leave at that point. And whilst, you know, the Melbourne Victory, or coming home to Melbourne, and that wasn't my only option, but obviously coming home to Melbourne was one option I looked at. I just thought it wasn't the right time. You know, now that, you know, Brisbane Roar's you know, financially very stable, it's got a great infrastructure, great staff and players up there. I can go on and to my next challenge, hopefully with, you know, my conscience intact about what I've done. I certainly, you know, I wanted to leave that place in a better state. I hope I've done that, and as I said, this is just really exciting for me. You know, being back home is exciting, but more importantly, being in charge of this football club is really exciting. And whilst my wife is dying for a holiday, she'll have to put it off for a little while.